Some South suburban leaders spent the last few days handing out free turkeys ahead of Thanksgiving. But in Thornton Township, the trustees say embattled Supervisor Tiffany Henyard
says she is endorsing a new board, but not announcing who they are just yet. Instead, promising to name them later this month. Henyard is under investigation by the FBI.
Thanksgiving season has arrived in Thornton Township, Illinois, but instead of goodwill and gratitude, the spotlight is on Supervisor Tiffany Henyard and the controversy swirling around her. While many leaders use the holidays to foster unity, Henyard appears to be turning the season into a political spectacle. What should have been a simple, long-standing turkey drive has been overshadowed by chaos, infighting, and allegations of corruption. The result? A community divided, with frustrated residents and trustees clashing with the embattled super mayor.
I got smoke. 4 cam hops. I got smoke.
Let's break it down. What should have been a simple, feel-good event for the township has spiraled into yet another controversy. Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as Dalton's mayor, has been distributing turkeys and smoked ham hocks ahead of Thanksgiving. While it may seem like a generous gesture on the surface, critics argue it's merely a distraction from the growing issues surrounding her administration. Trustee Christopher Gonzalez didn't hold back, stating that Henyard is desperately trying to get us into a meeting to push through her agenda. He and fellow trustee Carmen Carr have been boycotting recent board meetings, preventing the quorum needed to conduct official business. Their absence is intentional, and they're standing their ground, insisting they won't allow Henyard to force decisions through without proper oversight.
Hey guys, this is your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor / people's supervisor. We are still out here feeding all the residents of Thornton.
Why all the drama over a simple turkey giveaway? It's not really about the turkeys, it's about the timing. Tiffany Henyard's administration has faced accusations of financial mismanagement, questionable spending, and a lack of transparency. To many, these giveaways feel like an attempt to distract residents from the bigger issues at hand. Trustee Gonzalez has openly questioned Henyard's sudden urgency to fill a vacant trustee seat, asking, "Why is there such desperation to get us to a meeting?" Both he and Trustee Carlisle have made it clear they would prefer to let voters decide the vacancy rather than allow Henyard to appoint someone who might rubber stamp her decisions. And who can blame them? The township's finances are in disarray, with ongoing disputes over spending priorities and few clear answers about where taxpayer money is actually going.
Everybody doing what I do. They can talk all they want, but I'm always love.
Let's not overlook the theatrics that have come to define Tiffany Henyard's leadership style. At a recent non-meeting, because let's face it, that's exactly what it was. Henyard addressed the small crowd, placing blame squarely on the trustees for the ongoing gridlock. She insisted bills could be paid and accused her critics of orchestrating a conspiracy against her. But the performance didn't end there. Henyard later took to Facebook Live for a 50-minute tirade, doubling down on her accusations and vowing legal action against those she believes are defaming her. "When I sue everybody because I'm coming." "No, I'm coming," she declared. This is facts, this is not fiction. It was a bold statement, but one that did little to reassure residents who are exhausted by the drama and simply want their township to function.
The meeting wrapped up early because 2 trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions.
Denise Clark, a recent transplant to the area, voiced her frustration with the current state of affairs. Hoping to leave behind the complexities of Chicago-style politics, Clark found herself unexpectedly entangled in what she described as babysitting local officials. While she urged residents to give Tiffany Henyard the grace to finish her term, many in the community feel otherwise. To them, the giveaways and Facebook rants serve as little more than distractions from pressing issues, including the township's financial troubles and the lack of progress on key initiatives.
If the board do not show up, we are not able to pay bills. We are not able to handle
The tension between Tiffany Henyard and the trustees is nothing new. It's been simmering for months, with both sides accusing each other of blocking progress. But now the stakes are higher than ever. Henyard has been promoting a supposed surplus in the township's general fund, claiming there's enough money for a 100% property tax refund for residents. Sounds appealing, right? Except trustees, like Gonzalez, aren't buying it. 100% of what? 100% to who? "We haven't been given any details," he remarked, questioning the lack of transparency around the plan. The skepticism is well-founded, given Henyard's track record of opaque decision-making. And it's not just trustees raising concerns. Residents are becoming increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction. At a recent meeting, one resident took the microphone and bluntly asked, "Why won't you step down?" Others have pointed out that while Henyard seems preoccupied with protecting her image, critical issues like public safety and financial accountability are falling by the wayside. Did we hear any plans about safety with the new police chief? Did we hear anything about guns? No. It's about protecting her, not the village, one frustrated resident said.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me.
The controversy surrounding Tiffany Henyard extends beyond the township and into Dalton, where she serves as mayor and faces fierce opposition. Trustees have accused her of financial mismanagement and even brought in former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to audit the village's finances. The results were damning: a nearly $3.5 million deficit in the general fund and questionable credit card purchases, including transactions at Amazon and Wayfair. One particularly shocking discovery was a $43,000 charge to Amazon in a single day this past January. It's no surprise that both residents and trustees have grown increasingly doubtful of Henyard's ability to lead. As if financial troubles weren't enough, Tiffany Henyard is now facing personal legal battles. Henyard and her boyfriend, who together earn over $300,000 annually from taxpayer-funded salaries, are facing eviction from their rented home. Their landlord, Janetta Hull, claims they haven't paid rent since August and even changed the locks to keep her out. Hull, once a friend of Henyard, now regrets renting to the couple. "At some point, karma is going to catch up with you. Just pay your rent," Hull said. Even if the couple clears their debt, Hull insists she wants them out. But the drama doesn't end there. Earlier this year, federal agents subpoenaed financial records from both Dalton and Thornton Township. While Henyard denies any wrongdoing, the investigation has only intensified public scrutiny. Critics have labeled her the worst mayor in America, a title she appears determined to fight despite mounting controversies. Henyard's critics argue that her leadership isn't just controversial, it's authoritarian. From calling the police on workers removing banners with her image to threatening legal action against trustees, Henyard seems to be waging a one-woman war against opposition. In one particularly bizarre incident, Henyard demanded charges be filed against village staff who were following trustee orders to remove her self-promotional signs. According to police body camera footage, Henyard told officers, "Press charges on him. And if I have to press charges on them too, I will," the banners, which boldly proclaimed her as super mayor, were later returned by the interim police chief, her own appointee, raising further questions about her use of law enforcement for personal gain.
This is your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. We out here taking care of the business of the people.
This isn't the first time Tiffany Henyard has been accused of using township resources for personal or political gain. Trustees have long alleged that she bypasses proper procedures to hire allies, approve contracts, and push personal projects. A recent example is her appointment of Ronald Burris as Dalton's interim police chief. Burris' qualifications were immediately called into question, with state regulators confirming he hadn't requalified for active duty since 2021. Although a court ruling temporarily allowed him to serve, trustees have vowed to challenge the appointment. This person shows the same level of unprofessionalism as her previous appointees, remarked trustee Kiana Belcher, referencing a pattern of controversial leadership hires under Henyard's administration. Meanwhile, critics say Henyard's focus on self-promotion has left basic municipal operations in disarray. Reports recently surfaced that the village office ran out of paper and ink, forcing clerks to halt routine processes until supplies could be ordered. One resident sarcastically observed, "We've got money for parties and banners, but not for printer paper." The irony hasn't gone unnoticed in a community grappling with crumbling infrastructure and declining public trust. For many, these small incidents symbolize a deeper issue: a government prioritizing image over governance. Despite the criticism, Henyard isn't stepping back. She has announced her bid for re-election in Dalton, facing stiff competition from trustee Jason House, a vocal critic of her leadership. House and his slate of candidates are campaigning on a platform of restoring transparency and accountability to the village. Henyard, however, remains confident, boldly predicting a landslide victory and even comparing herself to former President Donald Trump. While her certainty is unwavering, many residents remain skeptical, given the current state of affairs.
When I first looked at it, I thought, what is she running for now? Because that's what it shot.
As the township and village prepare for the upcoming elections, One thing is certain: the drama surrounding Tiffany Henyard is far from over. From turkey giveaways to eviction notices, her tenure has been anything but ordinary. Now the question remains, will voters give her another chance, or is it time for a change? In the comments section of a recent video covering the controversy, community members didn't hold back. One person wrote, "Dolton PD needs to be fired and disbanded. Some officers need to be arrested. The sheriff needs to take over." Another added, "I think that's why Tiffany holds these events in Dolton. She can control the police and manage the situation." These sentiments highlight growing frustration within the community, where many believe Henyard's actions are more about consolidating power than serving the people. So, what do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard a misunderstood leader, doing her best in challenging circumstances, or is she using public events to distract from deeper issues? With elections just months away, will voters stick with the familiar or take a chance on new leadership? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates as this story continues to develop.